that we're going to have a look at, and I've got a big bit there just that we can use for cutting a pattern. And I also have here one of the dropouts from one of the antique replica mats that we're going to look at today. I keep this handy in the drawer and I use it as a template, but also I wanted to show you how I go about creating some templates. Often when we're replacing these, replacing those style of mats, we will take the old mat board and trace through it. So we've actually got the pattern, or if we see something interesting, we take the pattern. But partly the reason I talk about these shapes today is I want to go into a couple of ideas I've drawn. I don't try to cut exactly along the line. I generally will use the line as a guide, and I'd often put, again, another straight board on the inside when it's cut. So something like that, if I was going to use the Stanley knife to cut, what I want to do is actually have it on a 45-degree angle, but you do that by resting your hand generally on the board itself. Now you may use a mat cutter, like a handheld mat cutter, to do this sort of pattern, but in this case I'm just going to use the Stanley knife. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to change. I'll leave it as it is. We'll cut one of the other ones in a minute where it comes back into the waste, because this I've had it going, cutting into the board itself. So when I'm going to cut, I cut from the face, and I just that downward pressure, not sort of the through the board pressure. So make up a couple of patterns like this. Write a little design on the back. It's not something that you do every day, but we actually see a reasonable amount of that kind of work coming through our business, because what happens is we do photo restoration, stuff like that. We have a digital guy here. So a lot of people are now, it's now getting to the point where all of those photos are coming out of the woodwork, because the people who have, and now I'm going to push a little bit harder, but I'm still not cutting. Oh, don't want to cut. That just put the blade in. What that's done, and you probably won't pick up on it, but the little wheel that's there has now embossed a small track. And I find with these type of hand cutters, you really want to make sure that you've actually got a sort of track there already before you go and start.